Good morning, good afternoon. We're at that precipice in about a second. It's going to go from there it is. It's noon. What's up, everybody? Michael Allen here. I'm going to get started and wait for people to start showing up. Been gone a couple, 3 weeks due to strikes on my account. So we're going to solve that issue once everybody gets here. Saw a couple people in the comments. Saw Rodman. I saw you. I don't know if anybody else is here, but we'll see. We'll give it a few minutes. Oh, there's one. Yeah, I can see one person. Welcome, welcome, whoever you may be. We'll just be kind of freestyling here today. I have a few things to show people, but what's the date today? Today's the 27th. So I got some 6-day-old stuff to show people that I think is really kind of interesting. Rodman, what's up? What's up? We got some stuff coming in a second once we get a few people here. At this moment, there's only a couple people here, so we'll see who comes in. But we should get a few people. If I get 10, 15 people, I'll do a longer, more than my normal 20 minutes hour thing. But yeah, we'll see how many people show up. I know it's been a few weeks, so some people are probably not used to coming in already this early or on this channel. But yeah, we got some. I can talk about any questions you have. Just let me know. But before we get started, I'm waiting for some people to show up so I can do my disclaimer. Yes, I made a disclaimer. Okay, we got 4 people. That's good. It's only been a minute. We'll give it 5 minutes or so. Anybody has questions, feel free to type them in the comments. Anything on mushrooms, a lot of psychedelics, anything like that. I have knowledge that I've learned over the years on the internet, so I can share with you what I've experienced to harm reduce for you or to give you knowledge. But we'll get into the disclaimer in a minute. What's up, Sandy? Nice to see you. Nice to see you. How you been? I know you probably had some tough things I saw on Facebook happen with your job, so I feel bad for you. I'm sorry. Hope things get better. Yeah, Rodman, I was gone 2 weeks, and then when I started last Sunday, I got down here, I got all set up, and I had like a 3-hour difference that I was still suspended. Because apparently the suspension starts from the end of the whatever. So that's why it was nothing last week. You didn't miss it. So it's been 3 Sundays. Yeah. I saw that comment you made that you forgot, but you didn't. Absolutely. You'll get through it. God, non-mushroom related, just personal shit right here. I stopped taking a lot of my prescription medications. I was feeling horrible on the diabetes medication, Mounjaro, the blood pressure, lisinopril, this and that, a bunch of other things. I was getting worse and worse feeling. I couldn't sleep. My legs were getting so bad, my back and neck. And like literally since about 2 weeks ago when I stopped taking it, everything has gotten better and better feeling, except I know this is a diabetic related thing. I'm constantly thirsty. Oh, I'm drinking water. I'm drinking juice. I'm drinking anything I can constantly. And I know that's a high sugar level thing. But I've also started taking methylene blue and another gluco supplement that's got L-theanine, turmeric, glucamine, a bunch of stuff that's good for your whatchamacallit, your diabetic system or your thyroid or I don't know. There's a bunch of shit. I know, I just don't remember the words right now. But everything's been feeling better except for my shoulder. Now, hear me out. Like 6 months ago, my shoulder, I thought I tore my rotator cuff or something. And I went to the doctor and they did a cortisone shot. Seemed to help, got better. And then they wanted to do an MRI and this and that and this and that and this and that. And as a normal person, I felt better. So I said, screw you, doctors. I'm not going to go waste my day off on brilliant move. So now I'm going to start rescheduling all that because, my shoulders, it's the rain too. It rained yesterday and I didn't think about that. As soon as it starts to get ready to rain, it's pain all down the top of my arm and then it's in the neck and area. So I know it's a pinched nerve or something, or I don't know. I can still have full motion, but it just hurts when I'm just sitting still. When I'm doing stuff, it's fine. But if I'm sitting still and just having it hang there, it just hurts. So that started last night at work. Well, no, it started a couple nights ago, but last night it got worse at work. And then I got home and I'm realizing how it was raining. So I think that might have been a big factor there. So I just kind of dealt with it. I replaced my bed with a reclining chair, which has been great for my legs and back. They're feeling great. Everything's feeling great except for my shoulder. So if I can get rid of my shoulder pain and no new pain comes up, I think I'm going to be happy for a few days. We'll see. That's a long shot, but okay. Now let's get down to business tactics for YouTube. What the fuck? Sorry, my computer just showed a new screen. Hey, Cobalt, nice to see you. We're going to get the technicalities out of the way. Attention, YouTube moderators, esteemed community guideline enforcers, and algorithmic gods above. Before this video begins, please know everything discussed here is purely for educational and harm reduction purposes. No laws will be broken, no minds irresponsibly expanded, and certainly no independent thinking will be encouraged beyond your approved parameters. I'm sorry, but we can't expand your minds, people. All information shared here is lovingly harvested from the sacred fields of YouTube itself, passed down by wise elders in the community sections and algorithmic rabbit holes. Thank you, YouTube, for this information. If at any point you feel uncomfortable, please remember, I am but a humble servant of the platform, here to regurgitate what was taught to me in a desperate attempt to help people not hurt themselves while exploring subjects they already heard about on your website. I pledge full allegiance to the mysterious and often contradictory community guidelines that you guys put out there. May this video offend no bot, no faceless reviewer, and no hidden policy update. Long live education, long live harm reduction, and long live the endless scrolling, and long live free speech. And to these professional tattletales who can't wait to hit the report button, bless your hearts. Thank you for giving me your attention. I hope you get the validation you're looking for. Just know you're snitching on the very knowledge of the person or the persons that at 3 a.m. you're Googling, should I eat this? Should I use this? Or did I take too much? Much love. So, now that that's out of the way, let's talk about mushrooms. I absolutely will, Rodman. It took me a long time to get that put together. About 3 seconds on freaking GTP. No. So, anyways, guys, I don't know. I made these. This is just liquid. No, that's not just liquid culture. This is just liquid culture. It's a new PP5 bottle I got off Amazon. I drilled a couple holes. One for a filter patch. I don't know if you can see the filter, and one for I used one of the ships I got from Dr. Mike's. They're beautiful. They're solid. They don't have like a hole in the middle. They're just a solid silicone filter ship. But this is the Dr. Mike's LC mix. As you can see, there's nothing in this one. Just some glass rocks I put in there just to stir things up. Now I made these probably around the 20th. I don't know, it was last weekend. I did it last Sunday or Monday when I was bored. So what I did, if I can find them, on the 21st and 22nd. Let's see. Today's the 27th, so that would have been Friday or Saturday, or Friday or Thursday. I got some liquid cultures from Matt over at Tree Digs. Completely gourmet liquid cultures. You know, nothing bad. Things that anybody and anyone could order at any time legally in this country. Got them. No, it's not trick floating in the bottom. Those are green glass beads. See, green glass beads. I got some thick aquarium glass because I was sick of using stir bars. Because what happens if you buy stir bars, they're expensive, and two, they sit in the liquid culture until it's empty, and it takes me years to empty a 8-ounce liquid culture. I do it just for fun, just so I can do it again. I know I can save it on plates, but plates, I have bad luck saving plates over a couple months. They seem just. I move shit around in my basement so much. I mean, most people would be fine. Hey, Michael, what's up? So I made up these jars on like the 20th or something, you know, a couple days. Actually, it might have been the 20th because I inoculated them pretty quick. There's nothing in it. This is just brand new LC, nothing in there. It's just Dr. Mike's mix. Works good. So what I did is when I got the liquid cultures, yeah. So when I got the liquid cultures, sorry, I had to respond to somebody. I got a bunch of cool names written on them. they're names that people give mushrooms they find out in the wilderness to make them pretty. Um, yeah, yeah. I just couldn't buy anymore, and then using little rocks worked best, Sandy. So, anyways, I got one that was called like a Mad Hatter, and then one was called a Shakti Bomb, and one was called a Ghost, and these are all nice gourmet edible mushrooms. So I put some LC. I put 1 to 2 cc's in each of these little jars on the 21st, and as you can see, the jellyfish are growing. I've been stirring them every day. Let me see if I can get you a better lighting on this because they're growing nice. They're a little opaque, but there we go. That's not bad for 6 days. It's pretty much ready to use. And then I got this one. Now again, this is 1 to 2 cc's, and when I show you the LC, you'll see that there wasn't really thick growth in them. They were just regular LC syringes, nothing special. Well, they were special. They're growing like hell. But yeah, so this one was on the 22nd, so a day later. And then I also made up some 1.5 pound bags of corn. This is corn, popcorn, not illegal bots. Okay, it's popcorn. So I shot some of this injected liquid culture into them, and on the 22nd from the original syringe, and they're growing. Hard to get lighting to work, especially on a bag like this. But anyway, yeah, nice white growth in there. So it's not bad for 6 days. So they're looking good. So we'll give those a few more days. I'm going to put them in the tent where it's warmer because I don't know what temperature it's going to be outside in my house. And now, just to let you guys know, I inoculated those open air. Just I was bored and I was sitting upstairs. And it is definitely possible. So this is how the liquid culture came to me. I don't know if you can see it. There's just a little bit of floating in there. Okay. There's not a ton of growth in there. I mean, there's plenty. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying it's just a normal LC. Nothing extremely thick, nothing extremely crazy, but I shook it up, and then it spreads it out a little bit. And I put literally 1 to 1.5 cc's in each one of those LCs. So yeah, check out Mucelium Labs over at Tree Dig site. He's got some good stuff. A lot of people have good stuff. I'm not saying anybody doesn't. Sandy over at Mountain Mush Lab, they got good stuff. Ed's got good stuff. Everybody's got good stuff. I like to just get stuff I see that I like. Check them out, guys. Like I said, got some. These are 1.5 pound corn bags I made. Now these I did them open air, but I didn't. I just inject right through the bag, and I did it under a sterile towel or sanitized towel of alcohol. Just soaked it. I just didn't feel like running downstairs. I wanted to just test out my grains. But hey, Daniel, good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you, Four Leaf. Yeah, we're back on. Okay, we're going good. I did a comical, I just did my disclaimer a little while ago. Yeah, so I'm actually really impressed with these little plastic jars. They went through the PC just fine. They came with solid lids. I drilled 2 holes. I put the chip in. I put the filter patch on. I didn't tighten them completely. I left them slightly loose to PC, like maybe a quarter turn, just because I was first time. You want to be careful. Just if something's going to explode, you'd rather have it just loosely vent out the top instead of expanding and messing up, because it can screw up all your other stuff in there too. Yeah, but yeah, this is a comeback week. This is just a week of getting back into the rhythm of things, trying to get the people to start coming back. I hear there's a couple changes going on in some of the major streams going on. They're going from every week to once a month. Guys, if you're on IG, go check out Silly Mike, PSILLY Mike. I can't, the spelling might be wrong. He's been getting hit on every one of his channels because he gives away free genetics for cannabis. literally he doesn't do anything wrong. He just sits there and does raffles depending on how many people show up. He pays the shipping, he does everything. He doesn't charge anybody anything. He's giving shit away. Check him out, support him over on Instagram, Silly Mike. If you need his information, hit me up in my DMs. I have put it in my story several times. I post other comments about stuff that's happened to me on his account and on my account, just to try to get the word out there. I know there's only eight of you here, but hopefully this video will get seen by a couple hundred people and they'll go over, maybe have friends talk to them, guys. Instagram is screwing people. They're constantly, they literally took things. Now, when you go on Instagram, you get shown things. They show you an algorithm of videos you might like. And if you look at that video, there's a little arrow and it says, would you like to add this video to your story? The video they showed me, I've added to my story and had copyright hits, like dozens of them. It's like, how are you going to show me something that's not violating, but yet when I add it to my story on the same platform that's already not violating, I'm violating it? Or picture of Kermit the Frog cooking Miss Piggy is considered suicide or death threats. Not cooking Miss Piggy, cooking ham and bacon. Let's clarify. We know the joke, but that does not violate laws. It might violate someone's delicate sensibilities, but it does not violate free speech. It's a fucking joke. Yeah, it's just crazy the way they and I don't care what the platform they're talking about. Unless you're advocating for child bad stuff or things like that, that's the only time I'm not going to support your right to free speech. You want to debate me politically, so be it. You want to debate me physically, so be it. We can talk about anything you want. That's what free speech is all about. And it might piss you off what they're saying, but that's their God-given right in this country. If you're being shown this video in another country and you don't want me to be seen, shut that country's off. I don't give a shit. I'm doing it right here in this country. But anyways, yeah, it's so, yeah, exactly, Sammy. And there's so much hypocrisy. Hey, Johnny, what's up? Trying to catch all your comments. I'm just on a little bit of a rant right now. Let's see. Oh, Robin, yeah, I saw that. Yeah, everybody's trying to, yeah. What was that? I finally got 54. Okay. Nice. Good job. Keep it up. Yeah, grow whatever you want, guys. There's no reason we shouldn't be growing what we want to grow in our own homes on our own property. Now, if you're renting property, I don't know the definite rules on that, but if you are in your own home on your own property, you should be good. I don't believe anybody should be judged on that. If you're renting, you might have to look out for different rules that your community that you rent from, you signed. You might have signed something that gives up some of these things. Yeah, I agree, Rodman. I agree. But nothing I can do about it. I'm not going to pay to do this, to talk to people. And I mean, it's literally, I mean, I show you guys things that I'm doing for me. It's not selling. Most of the stuff is pretend. You know, you got to just be careful. Yeah, 4-leaf, I'm exactly the same way. Like last night I was at work and I made a stupid little thing. I'm bored at work. My shoulder fucking hurts. No anything. And it was like, no problem with it. It is what it is. But the point is, I got some comments, and I was like, those people that saw me working that didn't realize this was who I was on what platform. So they saw Michael Allen, they saw me, and they're like, they put 2 and 2 together finally, and they're like, oh, that's him. I just saw him at the freaking gas station. So come to find out, people in my local area are watching the stuff too. So it's not like it's just going all over the country. It spreads, and this is an amazing part of it. I don't know if that made sense. But it was kind of cool to hear a comment from somebody. I know the name. I'm following them. And it was cool. It's like, oh, I just saw you. I thought that was you. Like, yeah, well, I guess because I'm me. I'm the same me talking about these things, about mushrooms, about growing mushrooms, growing plants, plant medicine. When I talk to people in the public, I don't change. And I think that really surprises people. the higher ups are doing things and screwing with people, and yeah, married Michael. There's a perfect situation. Find shoe boxes. You know, you got to be careful when you're renting, or especially if you're on like a probation or child support custody thing. If you got situations where law enforcement of some type might just show up at your house, just be careful, because when you sign some of these probation documents or child CPS things or any of that stuff, you are possibly giving access to full search of whatever residence or address you're giving at any time. Meaning they can show up at 4 a.m. There's been a couple people in this community, one of them that I feel bad for, Daniel, that got screwed over stuff like that. And then another one I don't feel bad for because I saw his actual criminal history after I saw what happened to him. Don't fuck with the children. Anyways, that's just my little, dead pedophiles don't reoffend type thing. Yeah, well, no, I wouldn't say fuck the police in that in certain situations, but they should have limited. I don't know how to put it. Search and seizures is a big issue. No, I have a problem with that. I mean, they can be helpful. There are amazing law enforcement or first responders. There are amazing ones that do protect and serve. That's the whole key. Protect and serve, not overwatch and overlord, not overstep and abuse. There's differences. There are good ones out there. But yeah, exactly, Mary Michael. If you're on your own property, nothing wouldn't. Yeah. Well, you're in one of those states too. I know you're in one of those weird states, and you had people against you. I mean, we've talked multiple times, Daniel. Married. Agreed, they are rare, but that should be the standard, not the. We should think of that as the standard we search or we seek for, not the rarity. And I agree, that's bad. The rarity. I mean, I've seen many, especially in small towns, they get this God complex, and it's like, what? You're nothing special. You got a bad. You went to a 26-week training course. Okay, good for you. But yeah, snitches. That's a big thing. Like I said in my opening statement, when at 3 a.m. you're looking for something to figure out if you ate too many or did too many or took too many, harm reduction videos are going to be very helpful for you. So shut your fucking mouth, stop snitching, and grow a pair. It's very simple. We're not talking directly to the snitches. If the snitches don't like this, don't watch it. I'm not begging you to watch. I'm not forcing you to watch. You don't like it, walk off. Very simple. Absolutely agreed there. Yep. Especially with like videos and stuff, because it's like, all you gotta do is hit the report button. I don't like you. You got 12 people watching your live feed. You're better than me. I mean, come on, 12 people. I mean, what is somebody jealous of on this? This is not going out to 100 million people or 100,000 people. I wish if it went out to that many people. You know how freaking quality the studio would be. I'd have. Oh my God, I'd have a studio. I'd have a house. I'd have it all set up. I'd be getting thousands and thousands a day from fucking YouTube. No, I don't get anything. I do this because I enjoy it. I don't even sell the shit I have, because if I did, I'd get in trouble from talking about it. I mean, literally, I grew marijuana, which is completely legal in my state, to grow up to 6 plants a person, up to 12 plants per property, under video camera, under lock and key. It was grown properly according to the law. Literally got done growing it, and I don't smoke. I don't smoke pot. I know maybe that sounds a little weird for some of you guys, but I just don't enjoy it. Don't like what it feels like. So I grew all this weed. I grew like 5-6 pounds of this stuff, and I'm literally just giving it away to try to get rid of it to people I meet, that I know that smoke or want it, because I don't know, it's been curing for like since November. So what am I gonna do with it? Just let it sit forever? So I give it away. Yeah. Good morning, Kat. Sorry if I missed saying good morning to any of you guys. I'm not doing a personal good morning on each line because there's a lot of just chat going on. Excuse me. But yeah. Yeah, 4-leaf. I understand that. But the only thing I second guess myself talking about on platforms is whether or not I'm going to get stopped. Not stopped here, stopped on the algorithm, stopped on the platform, because I still enjoy watching everything, talking to everybody, and I post stupid shit too. I mean, my dog rolling in the snow, me sitting at work bored off my ass. I'm not a guru of freaking this. I do enjoy talking about psychedelics and all the different forms and functions. Um, I mean, I'm let's see, we're 25 minutes in. Okay, so I can probably talk a little more freely. Yeah, from what I've read about Deems and 5-MeO Deems, and 5-MeO Deems is a freaking life changer. I mean, it puts you in. There's no words to really describe it, and everybody says, "Oh, they met God, they met this." Well, okay, yeah, you meet something, but it's more of like a universal oneness. Like literally, it's not about experience, but it's not like when people say they see themselves floating out of their body. For me, when I tested it before, it's like kind of, I don't know how to explain it. You take a hit, lay down, and you literally everybody says, "Oh, it goes black," and I get these bright colors whipping by me. I didn't. I was just in this black white space. It was black, but it wasn't black. It was white, but it wasn't white. It was just there, and it was literally the part that really got me wasn't what the experience. The experience, okay, yeah, there's something else. That's fine. Okay, I understand that. Whether it's subconscious, whether it's God, whatever it is, there is something else when you do this. Now, the thing that got me was when you come back. It's not like wham, you're in your body, you're slammed in your body. For me, it was like I was breathing, but I was breathing from something through something, but I couldn't feel it. It was like re-entering your body. It was weird feeling. Like all of a sudden somebody put something back in your shell. Not like it like oh, I felt myself float back in my body. It was like, okay, I'm breathing again. I was breathing the whole time, but I could feel myself breathing. There's a difference when you lose ego and all this stuff and you're completely out of body. You don't feel yourself breathing. And then it's just like all of a sudden I could feel myself breathing through my whole head. You know how you can feel you move your nose, you can feel yourself breathing. You move your mouth, you can feel yourself breathing. But yeah, just a weird feeling. I'll get more into detail when I figure out what the hell I was actually feeling someday. But it's just hard to describe. And literally it was like 3 minutes long. Felt like, maybe hours or 10 minutes, 15 minutes, but it was like 3 minutes. Johnny, I got seeds, but I just have little like sample packs that I got from like Silly Mike during his giveaways. Then I got some from where I grew last year's stuff I got from Silly Mike, and it was Slimbotic Systems. They just sent me a bunch of like 3 or 5 packs, so I don't have a lot of seeds. I only grow like one strain. Like right now, I'm growing some skunk and then some CBD Kush. That's just going to be my 2 plants for the year, or 4 plants. I'm going to do 2 of each, so I make sure. Actually, 2 of the seed. I don't know if the seeds are even germinating that well. The taproot came out of the seed, and I do them in paper towels. Taproot came out. I put them in some potting soil, gardening soil, in little yellow solo cups, and they just seem to stall. So I don't know if they're growing down and they're waiting to pop flower or petals. I don't know. I don't know. But hey, Jolie, nice to see you. But yeah, it was a weird that 5-MeO was a definite weird experience. Now harm reduction aside, don't do what I'm about to tell you. I did. So I got a pen of 5-MeO and a pen of regular NN-DMT, and so I got them and I'm looking at them and they're normal vape pens. So I said, okay, I'm just gonna try a blinker with both at the same time. Not a good idea. That would knock me on my ass for about 10 minutes. So yeah. Yeah. It was yeah, it's definitely I wouldn't say for the experience psychonaut. It's definitely like I've done mushrooms many times. Sid, I've done many doses of 600 to 1200 micrograms many times. Most recently, actually, because I've gotten some real good stuff that I've heard about, taking pictures of, if you know what I mean. But yeah, it's just quality's back. And from the testing I've done with reagents, the product is real. You get an Ehrlich test or a Mecki, or I've done them all, and they all work. I was posting about them, but I figured that was probably a little too far to post actual purity test results, or not purity, but what it is test results. Yeah, no, Daniel, I know you weren't. You're good. I'm not either. I don't sell shit. I might donate to friends, but anyways. So, yeah, they did. They absolutely did have it out for Married Michael. Yep. Oh yeah, I got a lion's mane block right here. I literally. I have this container I'm using for my dried stuff. Literally, it's full of lion's mane. That is lion's mane. There's no doubt about it. That's lion's mane on top there. Underneath, well, you never know. That's lion's mane. This is the lion's mane troubles I got from beautiful lion's mane, huh? Lion's mane. I'm not lying. That I'm not joking. That's actually lion's mane. Not lion's mane. So I literally just keep it all in this little container. It's all lion's mane. It's all edible gourmet mushrooms. Just a nice big container full. My grows are slowed down because I'm starting a new grows. Ouch. Yeah. I'm out in the woods, so I'm not really paranoid. If what I'm doing gets me in trouble, I'll take that hit. It's on me. I'm not lying about it. You can easily check my records on YouTube and see that I'm not hiding anything. So if what I'm doing for my own personal use or what I give to people is illegal, then come get me. Okay. I'm not selling anything. I'm not using anything illegal. I'm using things that I get out of the ground or make out of the ground. But yeah, anyways, that's just my thoughts on that. I mean, yes, I know other towns, other states, other places are different. Yeah. Cool. That's awesome, Sandy. Are you still working with Pops or no? Is it going to be separated or just curious? What's up, Bill? But what are you sorry for, Julie? I missed that one. Huh. Oh, okay, never mind. I think my thing is fine. You know what I found out why I couldn't scroll through the comments? Apparently, my tap buttons are reversed. Like if I hit on the right side of this tap thing, that's my. I haven't used a PC in so long. I can't tell the difference between right and left clicking. Which one's the one that you do to select everything, right or left? Anyways, that's on the right side of my laptop for some reason. So I think I was just hitting everything backwards. Well, we'll figure it out. It's working. Hey, we're up to 18 people. How do you guys see the likes? I can't see likes anywhere. No big deal. I don't care if anybody likes me. But yeah. So you and Charlie having fun, Rodman? Yeah, I'm trying to think of stuff to do today. I have cleaning to do, but I don't want to do it. I don't want to hurt my shoulder. I'll figure something out to do today. Maybe I'll inoculate those other 3 LCs into liquid. I don't know. I started the ones I wanted to do, the Mad Hatter, the Shakti bombs, and the Ghost. And yes, they're all big albinos. I don't like colored fruit for some reason. I keep going back to albinos, like those pumpkin looking ones. I like that shape. Thanks, Daniel. Appreciate that. I just on StreamYard you can't see it like you can on YouTube. But I'm also thinking of working on getting this set up different. I have so many plans I want to do, but it's just not possible right now. I want to build a lab, but with 100% sealed environment, sterile, white, walk in, have your flow hood at one end, have your shelves, and then have a desk and cameras set up so I can live stream things happening, do time lapse videos, just neat stuff. Have a live channel that's just live streaming videos of mushrooms growing. Gourmet mushrooms, of course. Just have that live streaming 24/7, just like sometimes they do with like the birds in the wild. That'd be so cool. But yeah, so I'm still thinking. I looked at a trailer. It didn't seem to be the way to go. It was a great looking in the photos, but once you got in person, they ripped out the electrical, they ripped out the vent systems, they ripped out the heat. So it was basically plug it into a wall. It was basically a box with lights. That's it, and an extension cord into it. It wasn't stable. Like if you walked around, it would move. And yes, they had stabilizer jacks on all four corners, but the floor wasn't great. And for the amount of money they wanted and the amount of work I would have had to done, I could have bought a new trailer that worked fine. So I'm still looking. I was looking at we have a 20-foot trailer storage unit thing, but they have 10-foot by 8-foot by 8 feet tall store like trailer boxes around, but there's not much in this area. We have a 20-foot one, but it's full and it's old and rusty and nasty. I'm thinking something that I could get that I could just start from scratch, or a shed or a house, like a little house next door. I'd love to get, but it's just difficult. I was thinking I should start a GoFundMe and have a thing for like get a what the hell was it? I was talking to some Rodman about it. Anyways, I forgot the exact idea. I have it all written down in my multiple posts and things written down. But yeah, just to get things started for like a nonprofit teaching trailer type thing, like go around different festivals or whatever, and trying to not trying to make a ton of money, just enough to pay for the gas and pay for the stuff that give away, and pay for the fees at the festivals. But just do something like that. Just teach people like what they want to know, or if they have questions, or show them how to do certain things. I thought that would be fun. Or start a hot dog stand, one or the other. I'll figure something out. Any questions? Feel free to post them, guys. I know you all pretty much know what you're doing by the looks of the crowd, so I'm not really worried about that. It's just more of a sit and chat type day. Yeah, I hate to be blessed and still on more on the censorship crap, but it's just now that there's more people here, guys. There's been so many people getting shut down or deplatformed on Instagram and YouTube and stuff. Check him out. If you see posts, people asking like Silly Mike, like I was talking about earlier, check him out. He's got to get his followers. He was almost at 5,000 followers, and they took out 2 or 3 of his accounts because he had backups. I got a backup account now. Psychedelics Unlimited _ between both and at the end. So Psychedelics _ Unlimited _ It's on Instagram. That's going to be more for hopefully being able to go live again on Instagram, because I can't go out live on Instagram until next year. I think June of 2026. Yeah, apparently all those copyright violations do make a difference in how long until you can go live again. Most people get 14 days, and my first hit was a year. I didn't know about it, so okay, that's an oxymoron, 4-leaf. You can get a good flow hood, or you can get a cheap flow hood, or you can get a decent flow hood. Now, if you want to spend under $2,000, check out Biological Concepts over there, Dichotomous Keys in Colorado. He's got some beautiful, beautiful flow hoods up to 4 foot by 4 foot. They're all powder coated, great freaking dial speed things. They're anywhere from I think like $700 or $800 to like 2,000, depending on the size you get or whatever. That's where you get quality that's going to last you a long, long time. I bought one off Amazon just because that was what I could afford, and it works fine. I don't know how long I'm going to get it to last for, but it's decent. But as far as going cheap, I mean, it wasn't cheap. It was like $500. I mean, so that's not cheap. If you want to spend under $100 is what I would consider cheap. Cheap to you might be 10 grand. I don't know. For me, cheap under like $100 for something like a 2x4 is just, that's where cheap is. But decent, you can go Amazon. It works for me. But you got to make sure your sterile technique is on point. Things like that. You might have to make a little adjustment on the bottom because there's little clips. You have to put a little foam or something, or a little stand under it to make it flat, or take it off and still going up some holes. But yeah, you can get a lower priced one off Amazon, or you can go to like the high end and go to like Biological Concepts. That's where Dichotomous Keys is selling his right now. Check him out. He's around. He's been having some real issues with his websites and stuff like that. But yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you can do like Sandman's saying. You can start off with a still air box or a couple air filters on a box fan. There's so many ways to do it. What's that, Mike? Oh yeah, 3x2. That's not a bad price. I got my 2x4 for $4.99 here in US dollars. So that would be like 800 and something in Australia. I don't know. Was it CAD? No, you don't use CAD. That's Canada. No. There you go. You know what you got to do, Daniel. You got to be good for a year, 6 months, a year, 2 years. Be good. Follow their rules. Before you know it, it'll be done. Then you ask them if you can transfer out of state. You got your wife and your daughter to think about too. So it's not just, hey, what's up, Woz? You'll be fine, Daniel. Just keep going one day after another. You got friends all over the place, so you don't need to worry about, being lonely, and we're all online now, so that's a big difference. But yeah, like I said, be good, follow the rules for 6 months, a year, then find out, and then start asking about transferring because you want to move because of a sick relative, because of this, because of whatever, or you got job opportunities, or you're sick of the state, or whatever you want to tell them. But if you're honest with them and you keep it real and you keep passing your tests and you don't get any violations, you'll have a chance at that. It's not going to happen in 6 months or 3 months or 2 months, but 6 months, a year, 18 months down the road, you'll be able to do it. You'll do good. Thanks, Four Leaf. Have a good one. So yeah, finally getting back into the lab. Some of the plates I did are still doing good. Just that Shipwreck T0 plate still looking good. So back from 321, so it's about a month old. Still looks fine. Still going good. And then the reverts are doing good. It's hard to see, but they're doing fine. They're just plates that are just sitting around. Room temperature. Nothing special. I got a whole box of them that are doing just fine. I've been doing a lot of it, getting work done. I don't. There you go. Thanks, Woz. Yeah. You know what you got to do, Daniel. You'll be good. Okay, Sandy. No worries. I've seen a lot of people disappearing from IG. Their rules are just getting so stupid. How can I violate a rule when they showed me the video that I'm violating the rule on? Make it make sense. It doesn't make sense. So if Instagram show you see the posting, the feed, and you're scrolling through, and if you see a video you like, there's a little arrow on the bottom, and you can click add to play or add to favorites, add to your story, send to friends. If you add it to your story, then all of a sudden you get copyright violated or you get struck. I was like, what the fuck? How can I get a strike for something that I'm reposting that you sent me? They should be getting the strike, not me. IG is just really pissing me off. Facebook, I don't play on Facebook a lot. I have family that plays on Facebook a lot, so I don't like to put a lot of stuff out there on Facebook. I have a separate account, but it can still show up as my real person. But anyway, so yeah, that's kind of weird on the Facebook side of things. I hear people got a lot of negative stuff on Facebook, like Dichotomous Keys and different people, and And the thing is, when you disappear, I'm lucky I still talk to most of you guys on Instagram or on YouTube in the chat. I talk to so many of you guys just in general. And I'm not talking a lot. I mean, we're up to almost 450, almost. We're getting close to the 500 for the 500 giveaway, guys. So keep following, keep subscribing. Yeah, Married Michael, I could. If you saw the list of violations I have on Instagram, it was like 6 or 7 pages. I posted a few of them on one reel. I'm like, I literally got in trouble for posting a picture of like a grain of jar like this full of popcorn. It was just a picture of popcorn. I don't even think it was myceliated. It might have been, but anyway, either way, there's nothing illegal growing in it. I got a violation for Buddy playing in the snow with no music, no nothing, just birds chirping in the background. Maybe they thought I was playing Bob Marley or something. I don't know, but they really got to work on their algorithm or what they're doing, because if they're doing this to just this little guy is doing this little tiny stuff, can you imagine what they're doing to people that we never even see, or trying to help with other things or situations that are political or whatever they happen to be? But and then I got fact checked for one stupid thing I put to my story. It was a while back. It was pretty political, but it was a list of things that presidents have done over the past 20 years. And when it got down to one, it said there was like 19 things. And then there was one little comment that says, we can't fact check this one thing because it's out of date, or and it was just some stupid little thing that they fact check. And then, but yet they didn't. It said you've been fact checked, you've been violated for fact checking, and the one that was violated was something like it wasn't 25,000, it was 15,000. Doesn't matter. It's still a bad amount of children to be killed. I mean, sorry. Anyway. But they didn't fact check any of the other stuff. Just that one little comment. That part's not fact checked right. Okay. So yeah. Hey, what's up, Zoo City? Yeah, exactly what you saw that picture. The jar of freaking old Redenbacher looked like. I mean, literally, I have bags and bags of popcorn here. I mean, is that bad? It's popcorn. Yay, it's popcorn. There happened to be some white shit on this end, but it's popcorn. What the fuck? How is that illegal? Anything I have, I've bought legally. Learned how to do it on YouTube or from somebody on YouTube that literally. Okay, I didn't learn everything from YouTube. I learned some stuff from the Shroomery. I learned some stuff from Arrowhead. I learned some stuff from. This is going back 20 years plus, guys. I mean, this stuff is not new on the internet. So at this point, if you go on YouTube, you could type in how to whatever, and you'll get a video on it. And then really pisses me off is, all these videos coming out of, they're throwing these at your algorithm of like fails when somebody falls off their bike or does this or does that. And then in the middle of it, they'll show like gymnastic fails. And then after that, if you actually watch that video, now you're going to get all this freaking bullshit of these little girls. And it's just like, how do you delete this from your freaking, I don't want to see that crap. I want to look at mushrooms. I want to look at doggies. I want to look at comedy shit. I mean, 90% of my feed, 95% of my feed is either going to be mushrooms, dogs, or funny psychedelic stories or talking to people. But it doesn't make sense. Yeah. The way they freaking, it's got to be snitches. It's got to be, because there'd be no other reason for someone to report a video of my dog playing in the snow. I refer them to look at that. And then those other ones, just cartoon characters doing stupid memes and just stupid shit. And then one of them, it was, a video of a band playing, and I got a violation from Sony Music, and I was like, well then why did you let me add it to my story if you didn't want me to add it to my story? Don't give me the option of adding it. I shouldn't have to sit here and think, oh, is this going to be this? Is this going to be, who am I looking at for copyright infringement? If they're showing it to me, I should be able to show it to my friends. Yeah. Jolie, you know what I'm talking about then. And the worst part is that the ones that are coming out of like Russia, not saying anything against Russian people or whatever, but the videos are of ballerinas, but if they're 18, they sure as hell don't fucking look it. And I don't want to see that. Yeah. Women should be women, not, well, I'm not, you know what I mean? Real adults understand that. But anyways, and the worst part is they have their mothers standing right behind them, coaching them. There's they have their mothers or their fathers in the room, or they're dancing with their mothers, and it's like, how are you letting your children dress like hoes? I'm sorry, yeah, they're dressing them like hoes, plain up, straight up. I don't give a shit. Maybe I'm a prude, but I expect you to be at least 25 to 30 before you start showing your shit in public at festivals and shit like that. I don't want to see fucking little kids naked running around, or not little kids, but pubescent kids. It's disgusting. But yeah, we're getting in trouble for growing mushrooms or looking at them, taking pictures of them. That's okay, Rafi. It's good to see you. I'm just going off on little censorship rants and crap that they get away with that they shouldn't. And then there's other videos, like the puppy videos, dog videos. I mean, there's so many good creators out there, and then there's the few bad ones. And it's like, there was one I posted. I actually, my story post got pulled because of it. It was a guy that was trying to sell a dog bark, like high frequency dog bark preventing. And he said, this one is great. You can use it from a distance so you can silence your neighbor's dog. Who the fuck is this guy to silence his neighbor's dog from barking? He doesn't know if that dog has a problem in his ears. He doesn't know if he has a mental problem. There could be so many things that sound could trigger in another person's dog. And he's saying, you just point it at the animal and hold it or leave it on and they'll stop barking. Then he goes up to his cat and he says, well, for demonstration purposes, I'll show you on my cat. You shouldn't do this to your cat. Well, then why are you doing it to your cat? And he presses the button. The cat jumps up and fucking runs off because he was in pain. It was like, it just drove me freaking insane that someone would do this and think it's a good thing. No, Rodman, they shouldn't. I'm not, no. Don't care. I don't care if I lose 100,000 fucking followers for the rest of my life. No, they shouldn't. You want to be a drag queen, that's fine. Go to be a drag queen. Just do it in a 21 and over bar or club or wherever you're going to do it. Leave the fucking kids alone. They don't need to learn about that until they're old enough to learn about it. I never got my first hustler until I was 18 years old when I bought it legally at a store. I tried to sneak them. I tried to find them, but you don't. There's a, yeah, that's. No, leave the kids alone. Kids need to be innocent, learn things the hard way, fall down, scrape their knee, play with their friends all day, come home before dark, and learn like we did in the freaking 80s and Gen Xers. Because all they're breeding right now is a bunch of pansies. I literally see people coming in all the time, and these kids are in 7th, 8th grade, and they don't know how to count money. They'll be like, how much is this? $2.95, and they'll hand me $1.10. And these kids are not children. They're in their teens. Or the education is bad. Something's wrong. Somebody will come in and they'll hand me. Kids should know how to add and subtract. Then I don't care about multiply, divide. Add and subtract. Multiply and dividing is important too. But adding and subtracting should be one of the first things kids learn. And these kids can't count money. I mean, $5.95 and they hand me $2, or $5.95 and they hand me a 10 and walk away. Don't you realize you get change? And then the other thing, people, teach your kids this. From clerk point of view, anybody that's ever worked at a clerk at a store at a register, teach your kids this. When you're purchasing something from a store, do not have a handful of balled up money and change and push it across the counter. Unfold it properly. Sorry. Unfold your money, flatten it out, and hand it with a little bit of respect. Because I start throwing change back at people pretty soon. And I'm going to crumple up all the money and throw it back at them, because that is so freaking rude and so discourteous and so showing of lack of freaking manners and freaking upbringing. Unfold your money, put it in a wallet. If you have it in your pocket, take a minute to count it before you come up to the register. And this is not just children I'm talking about. These are 25, 30-year-old fucking people. Oh, yeah. Oh my God. Don't store your freaking shit in your tits and then take it in and out like it's no big deal at the freaking register. I have women that do this, and it's not the pretty skinny women. I have no problem with big people. I'm a big person, but I'm not going to shove my money in my ass crack and then hand it to you, or shove it in my boob sweater under my armpit and then hand it to you. I'm going to keep it in my wallet or in my pocket, folded in half, and I'm going to hand it to you like a gentleman or like a responsible adult. Putting your shit in your pit, in your tit. And I'm not talking like, oh, they're putting it in your side pocket. No, they literally pull it out at the cleavage, put it in, and then pull it out. It's like, and I don't want to touch that shit. It's fucking disgusting. And these people think, and spandex is not a right, it's a privilege. Okay? Spandex is not a right, it's a privilege. If I can see your freaking cervix when you bend over, you're doing something wrong. Anyways. Just common respect for your other human beings, guys. And I don't care if you're doing what you want to do in your private property or with your friends or in your backyard or at the swimming hole or if you're in a bikini at the beach. But when you're coming into a store and you're dealing with other people and money, come on, just be a little neat. I mean, and then there's the people that have so much kindness in them and they apologize because their money might be a little crinkled, and they're amazing people, and it's not even who they are, it's just the way their actions are. You can tell. I literally had a woman outside sitting with the homeless guy that walks around because the owners of the place I work didn't want homeless guy around the pumps. And she literally sat out there with him for like 10 minutes, came in, bought him a sandwich, bought him some chips, never asked for anything. Just, people, I don't know if it's lack of upbringing or lack of manners or lack of self-respect. Because I mean, you can't have self-respect if you're putting nasty money that you got out of a cash drawer that might have come from someone else's nastiness right in your ditty areas or wherever the frick you want to put them. You can't have any self-worth. And I feel bad for them, but I think some people need to have the hard lessons learned, told to them. And I literally, I've told a few of the kids, when you give me money, unfold it. I am not accepting it. If it's in a ball crumpled up on the counter, unfold it and be a responsible adult. If you're going to come to us, not adult, but young adult, be responsible. Yeah, Zoo City, yeah. Yeah. I was stupid all by themselves. Yeah, that's. Yeah, I mean, things happen. It starts raining, and you get soaked, and you run out of gas, and you're walking to a gas station, and your money's all wet, which a normal person would have a purse or wallet or maybe a pocket. I can understand situational things do happen. A dog might poop on the floor, or he might pee in the parking lot. Those things do happen, but we should be elevated to the latter, not the former. You know what I mean? We should be elevated to try to be, yeah. Well, Rodman, if you want a drumstick covered in shit, I can send you one for $59.95. And I'll tell you it's from any band you want. Oh God, that's funny. Anyways, guys, the rant's over. I'm done with that. I just had to get a few of those things out of my mind. It also helps release endorphins, which makes my shoulder hurt less. So that's another reason why I'm trying to get a little bit of hyped up. Is natural medicine. If you get yourself hyped up, you get yourself angry, then you go, take it easy, Sandman. Oh, Jolie, if I could, I would. I have that stupid habit when it's, so I'm fighting myself constantly. Yeah. Anyway, I'm I mean, I'd rather have strong immunities, but just seeing some of the shit that these people do to themselves, it's like, what are they doing to the money that they hand others and this and that? And oh God, it anyways. I have so many friggin' stories. It's unbelievable. I got to be careful because I don't want to insult anyone that might see me, that has seen me there, that they might have done it. But yeah. Okay, we'll leave it at that. Yeah, last night someone saying that they saw me at the store and they thought they didn't realize it was me because I did a little IG post last night. I was bored out of my mind and my shoulder was killing me, so I grabbed my phone and just recorded myself for like 20 seconds. And then there was a comment from someone that said, "Hey, I thought that was you. I saw you when I came in the gas station." And I recognized the name and I was like, "Oh shit, yeah, that would make sense." It's an exact area code and name of the person that would live in this area. And I looked at the account and just a puppy, so I knew it was a good person because they had a dog on their account. So hopefully I'll get to meet him in person soon. Um, that's sad that I judge people's accounts by whether or not they have a dog in their picture or a cat or any animal lover. Yeah. Yeah, Rodman, they pulled that video on me. I don't know if you still have it. Send it back to me. They, I don't know if the beginning was true or not, but they had two guys standing there, retrieving their genetic material. That's the way I'm going to put that. And then they show a video of a microscopic plate that slide that has like channels. I mean, it was probably only like a centimeter long or maybe a millimeter or two long, but it had this long corridor and there was sperm in each one from different people, and they were racing them to the end finish line so you would win. It's such wrong information. It's such false information because that's not actually how the sperm actually work. Anyways, most people don't know much about human biology, but sperm don't actually race anywhere. They're shot out at such speed that they're there. They're not actually swimming. They're just ejected. Anyways, we won't get into that. Yeah, that was funny video, Rodman. I'm glad I sent you. If you do have that, send it back because I lost it somehow. I don't know where it went. I think it got shut. I think it got pulled from IG. I think it got censored. Yeah, they're censoring a biological process that's completely natural. Now, yes, it was taken a little far, but it had to be AI. It couldn't have been real life. I mean, it might have been. But I mean, if you judge microscopic procedures and what they're doing, I mean, imagine looking at bacteria and stuff and watching what they're doing. Oh yeah. Sperm wrestling. Yeah, guys, check it out. It's funny. And the commentary is even better because they're talking like the sperm's name or the person, like Frank and Bill. Frankie's winning, Bill's winning, and then you see like 50 sperm swimming or 50 million, whatever. But it's just like they're calling them by the person's name. Yeah, guys, we got some sick content out there. And you wonder how your algorithm sends you this shit because I don't look up semen ever. I don't think I've ever once looked up. No, I did. I did, but it was like 2 years ago when I first got my first microscope. As any guy would do, they would find out how to. If you're male, you know what thought I've already had. So yes, I think I did maybe look up something to do with that years ago, but it had nothing to do with semen racing. It had more to do with like milliliter, deciliter, and stuff like that, and dilutions and stuff to do counting. And it was just any man that buys a microscope would do the same thought. You might not do it, but I didn't do it, but I had the same thought. I wanted to know how to do it. Thanks, Rodman. Yeah, when you get your first microscope, you think, I wonder. I mean, I did the same thing. I looked at how to look at red blood cells, white blood cells. I looked at a lot of different things on the internet and how to look up things like that. But what's up, JW? I'm just talking about a bunch of random bullshit today. Nothing fancy. Just shooting the breeze, shooting shit. But just that, having fun. Oh yeah, man, let's make counseling great again. Yeah, we all need counseling. Yeah. We all need about 2 grams of counseling. Oh, that doesn't sound good when your shoulder cracks or grinds, cringes. Ugh. Yeah, some of our YouTube feeds will end up needing counseling. Let's see if this one gets pulled because I honestly don't think I've talked about anything really, really bad, like against guidelines today. And besides, I did just do a disclaimer that this is all pretend. We're not here. This isn't real. Read my description. Some of those can be funny. I saw this one golden retriever humping this old lady. Not for real, but just he grabbed onto her leg. She had to be like in her 80s. Or he knocked her down. He grabbed on around her waist and he wouldn't let go. Canna. What is canna, Rodman? I'm trying to figure out what canna. I heard that word earlier. I don't know what that is. Canna. Cannabis? Like pot? I don't smoke pot. I got some CBD creams and stuff from one of my coworkers last night. I tried it. I think it's the mentholated part of it that helped more so than because it had that mint, that menthol smell that they put in a lot of ointments and things. And I'm kind of thinking if they're willing to put menthol in all these ointments, maybe it's the menthol that's helping more than. But yeah. Oh, I don't know. I'd have to look at it, Rodman. You're talking. I'll talk to you on IG. I don't know what that is. I did notice that when we pursue expansion of our thoughts or of our bodies, of our experience, of what we're feeling, what we want to feel, and what we want to not feel, careful with what you're doing because serotonin depression can come in really, really quickly if you do too much or too often. Depletion, not depression. Sorry, serotonin depletion. One good night of like a combination of Lucy, Deems, X, that can deplete your serotonin for weeks. I mean, it's not a joke because you're basically if you do combinations. I mean, if you're just doing a couple grams of shrooms once a week or once a month, you're fine. But you might have a day or so of kind of not feeling yourself, and then things will get better. Microdosing seems to be a little better for that, where you don't get any type of like I don't want to say hangover, but it's more like it's a serotonin. You don't get you're still happy, you're still you, but you're just depleted. You just feel okay. That was but. Oh, is it the stuff you were showing the pictures of the pods or stuff of that yesterday? I saw pictures of pods on the group. No, I'm more into like I'm more into the MHRS. I'm getting some from my original source. Finally, got some again. That they're sending up. Because I don't know if that dye I did. I mean, it produced white crystals, but not the amount I wanted. But I'm still working on it. I got 2 jars going. And I'm waiting for some lettuce to grow, some wild lettuce to start growing, so I can try extracting some wild lettuce for pain relief. Hopefully that'll help with some of my little aches and pains. Because Tylenol and ibuprofen shit just don't do it anymore. I can't use pain meds, or I won't use pain meds. Yeah, the things you got to figure out. Huh. No, I'm not saying you're abusing anything. I'm just saying in general, people in general, because there are legitimate forms of all this stuff still available in the world, and that aren't doctored up with that shit from down south over the border, up north over that border that they're putting in everything. That's kind of nice, Rafi. I don't know when it's gonna come up in Massachusetts. Let's see, you're still in Michigan, right? So you're about the same longitude as me. Latitude, longitude, longitude. Maybe you're a little more north. Well, I don't know. It depends. Nice. Oh, okay. Didn't do anything. I kind of thought it might not work, but I want to give it a shot, see what I can do. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Rafi. Should be on next month. Hey, Green Table. Glad to have you. Thanks. Happy Sunday. Glad to be back finally. Had a few weeks off from a strike. Apparently, I did something. I don't know what in my last video. Nothing I hadn't done before. Nothing I didn't learn from YouTube. Nothing I won't do again. But now I have a disclaimer at the beginning of my shows. Yeah, I'm gonna try it. I from my research, there is differences in how it's done. It's like yeah, there's different ways to do it. So I'm there's this one old guy that does it. He's out in a log cabin. They also had a couple of videos on doing maple syrup, making maple syrup. That's what it is. So he was making maple syrup. He was making wild lettuce tinctures, and his method seemed really good. Another guy I saw, he was just throwing stocks and everything in, which, from what I've been reading, the better you do for cleaning it up and getting it out of getting the leaves off the stock, better off you are. I don't know. I'll give it a shot, see what happens. I'm sure I'll make a hell of a mess and have a hell of a time cleaning it. But yeah, so I mean, it might not work for everybody depending on their body or whatever. Maybe it'll work for me. I don't know. That's my mission right now is finding things that'll. But yeah, so that's so let's see what else has been going on. Easter cards went out. Everybody seemed happy with those. If you understand what I'm talking about, you're welcome. And I hope you had a good time. Report back to me on IG or send me an email. Let me know what you thought. But everybody I've talked to so far, of 5 out of the 8 or 10 cards I sent were very, very happy. So, like I said, I use the Eckley test and the Mecki test on everything I get to make sure everything is not N-bomb or any of that kind of crap. So everything's been tested perfect. So I want to do a test online, but I think that would be a little bit too much in their face. Yeah, we'll find out. Oh, jeez, my arm. Anyways. Oh, I got it's today. Today's Sunday. So Friday or Thursday, I found a new recliner on Craigslist. Guy that lived right next to my high school girlfriend. Actually, it's kind of funny. I found a recliner because I've been wanting to try a different sleeping position because of my legs. And what I've noticed is when I sleep at night, when I put my legs up, my blood pressure goes up way high. And when I'm standing or I'm at work, my blood pressure is normal. When I'm walking around, even when I'm working and doing things, my blood pressure is normal. But when I lay down, my blood pressure skyrockets. And I'm not talking like 140 overnight. I'm talking like 180 over 110. I wake up and that's what my blood pressure is. And I wasn't having nightmares, nothing. It was just that's what I feel. And that was horrible. Well, for a couple of nights, I slept sitting up. Blood pressure was fine. I woke up, felt a lot different. Then I stopped taking a lot of the extra medications that they're giving me for like blood pressure and this stuff too. So now my blood pressure is hanging around 125 over 80. And I'm not taking the blood pressure medication, but I'm sitting up because I took my bed out of my room yesterday. What's today? Friday night, and slept in it last Friday night and slept Saturday night. The first night I slept, I fell asleep and I woke up. I thought I slept for the whole night and it was like 2 hours later. So hopefully this is going to work. The only problem is right now my shoulder, which has never been a problem before. Now it's like it's in a weird position in the chair. So I'm trying to hopefully get this shoulder thing. I got to call my, I don't know what you call it, bone doctor. Not orthopedic guy. Yeah, I've been told that too, Daniel. But the combination of blood pressure meds, the Mounjaro for diabetes, and that changed to Celebrexa or ibuprofen. The combination, I think, affected me, and I said enough. I'm done. I'm gonna start bringing them back one at a time. I'm gonna start with the diabetes one because I know that was a hard one to control, but now I feel better, Daniel. It's my blood pressure is lower than it's been on blood pressure medication without blood pressure medication. I think a lot of it had to do with the neuropathy in my legs when I raise my legs up when I sleep. Not raise them up, but when I'm laying flat, I think I'm getting too much blood to my heart and it's just increasing the pressures. I don't know. That's my theory. Because back in the early 1900s, people didn't used to sleep laying down; they used to sleep sitting up. So maybe there's something to that. I don't know. Maybe it was just a way to be aware, be alert faster. Maybe I'm getting the wrong kind of sleep. I don't know. Maybe I need a soft person to sleep on. Sugar mamas wanted. Any rich women out there? I'm your boy. Rod, there's dissenting opinions on that. As long as they're not turning black and you're drying them in a very dry environment, maybe it'll be okay for you. Most people say you should get them down to cracker dry within 12 hours, but it depends. Yeah, got time. As long as you keep an airflow going over them, as long as they're not just sitting there moist, get some airflow, get them warm. Like me, I was drying in this little dehydrator that I got for free, and Nice, dude. So, anyways, I was using this little oven thing, and it would only run 6 hours, and I'd have to do it over and over and over. And my schedule has been screwing me up, so I'd run 6 hours. I might not start it back up for another 8 hours. Now, during the winter, when the heat was running, it was fine because I think the heat was keeping the cellar drier in that area because it was right in front of a heat vent. So it was keeping airflow going over the area. So I don't think any much moisture was getting in there because I would go in there and look and they'd be dry and I'd turn it back on and they'd be cracker dry and it'd go off and 8 hours later I'd think they were going to be garbage and they were still cracker dry. So they were staying dry. So what I did is I hooked up my little non-temperature controlled dehydrator. Oh, I got another thing I got to talk. Okay. No, that's not something I probably should talk. Well, I could. But anyways, I hooked up my regular one because Lion's Mane wasn't drying fast enough. It was taking like a week in my dryer because I couldn't turn it on and leave it on for like 24 hours. So I hooked up my old little brown crappy dehydrator and just put them in there. Worked perfect. No issues whatsoever. 12 hours later, they were all dry. So I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, no. I mean, you're in Florida too, so you're not going to have as much cooling and condensation, up and downs like you probably would. You're going to have humidity, but yeah. You'll get what you get. You're doing good, Robin. As long as they dry and they don't turn black, you're good. Now, black and blue are different. Now, if you have something like a really noodly, like a pan cyan or some of the older Ocios Entradas or whatever you want to call the old Nats, or some of the other exotics, they're really skinny stipes and small heads. So you want to dry those really quick because they're gonna just shrivel up into like nothing. I know a lot of people are using them fresh now instead because they're just a lot easier, but then drying them. But I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Cool. Okay. If nobody has any questions, I'm going to call it a day because it's the first week back. I think I've ranted long enough. Let's see how this goes with YouTube. Hopefully they leave it up and I'll be able to start posting again because I couldn't post anything. I could post pictures. That was it. Couldn't post any videos, any lives. So got to get some work going, get some videos up to post probably in the next month or two. Anybody has any ideas for videos they want to see me do if they haven't seen somebody else do them or they've seen somebody else do them, but they want to see them done right? Just kidding. Let me know. Thanks, Bill. Thanks, Jolie. Yeah, it's just my show. It's just skeletal muscular stuff. It's not like there's, well, maybe it's tumor. No, I'm just kidding. But I'll get a copyright for saying that, right? It's not a tumor. Have a good day, guys. I'll talk to you guys during the week on IG and other places, and I'll see you guys in the chats of everybody that we know. Much love, guys. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate you guys. See you next week.